Welcome to the Golden Eagle Educational Network, where fifth grade voices take flight. We broadcast from Hardin Park School, bringing you stories, ideas, and discoveries from our amazing fifth grade. We will explore short stories, fascinating fiction, dive into facts, and explore topics that inspire us.
Hello, today's topic on this podcast is the Declaration of Independence.
The Declaration of Independence was published in Pennsylvania on July 4th, 1776. Its main author was Thomas Jefferson. It had other authors too, like Benjamin Franklin, one of the Sons of Liberty.
The Declaration of Independence has 5 different sections. The first section is about how all people are treated equally, like having the same rights. The second section outlines the core principles of natural rights and the purpose of government.
Did you know that Thomas Jefferson only wrote about one rough draft? Also, John Hancock was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence on August 2nd, 1776. Using a quill pen and a bottle of ink, Thomas Jefferson spent 17 days in a small room in Massachusetts writing this document and was determined to find independence for his country.
The Declaration of Independence was written because the British government refused to listen to or work with Congress. Congress had no choice but to declare independence from Great Britain.
Also, Charles Thomson designed a great seal that was approved. His design was a bald eagle, a symbol of strength and power. Since then, the bald eagle has become the national bird of the United States of America.
You can still see the Declaration of Independence at the National Archives Museum for free. The National Archives Museum is located in Washington, D.C.
The National Archives Museum has kept the Declaration of Independence ever since 1952.
Always remember what happened on July 4th, 1776, when we declared independence from Great Britain.
That is why we celebrate the Declaration of Independence every July 4th.
I hope you have learned a lot
from today's podcast about the Declaration of Independence.
The Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party happened as a result of taxation without representation, yet the cause is more complex than that. On December 16, 1773, over 100 American colonists dressed as Native Americans boarded 3 merchant ships in Boston Harbor and dumped tea. 342 chests were dumped, and it was valued at approximately $1.7 million in today's currency into the water. On January 20th, 1774, the British shut down the Boston Harbor until the 342 chests were paid for at the harbor. The Boston Tea Party occurred between the hours of 7 and 10 p.m. and lasted for 3 hours. There were still over 92,000 weight pounds thrown off the harbor, and the boat is still at the harbor, and you could throw off fake tea. King George III reacted to the Boston Tea Party by approving the Conservative Acts, also known as the Intolerable Acts, to punish Massachusetts and assert British authority, which further fueled colonial resistance and ultimately led to the American Revolution. No one died during the Boston Tea Party. There was no violence and no confrontation between the patriots.
Hello. Today I'll be taking a deep dive into the Therian community. Therianthropy is a contemporary sense, refers to a spiritual or physiological belief that one is, in some way, non-human, specifically an animal. Individuals who identify in this way are called Therians. Unlike fictional roleplay or cosplay, Therian identity is deeply rooted in self-perception and inner experience, often influencing daily life, emotions, and personal identity. The term Therianthropy is derived from the Greek word therion, meaning wild animal, and anthropos, meaning human being. While historical myths, such as werewolf legends, reference humans turning into animals, modern Therianism focuses less on physical transformation and more on a deep internal connection to an animal or animalistic trait. Therians may experience this identity in several ways. For some, it is psychological, an innate aspect of their personality and behavior that aligns closely with a specific species. For others, it is spiritual, stemming from beliefs in past lives, totemic relationships, or a soul alignment with a particular animal. Some individuals report experiencing shifts, changes in mindset, behavior, or bodily sensations that make them feel closer to their animal side. These shifts are generally categorized as mental, phantom, or dream shifts. Importantly, therianthropy is distinct from furry culture, as the two communities occasionally overlap. The furry community largely revolves around artistic expression and anthropomorphic animal characters, whereas therianthropy concerns personal identity. Research into therianthropy remains limited but growing. Scholars in psychology, anthropology, and religious studies are beginning to explore the phenomenon as an authentic form of self-identity. Studies have found that many therians report higher degrees of self-awareness and introspection. However, social misunderstandings often lead to stigma. Therians may face marginal due to the unconventional nature of their experiences, which challenge normative ideas about identity and personhood. Community spaces, often online forums and discussion groups, have been critical for therians to find support, share experiences, and develop a sense of belonging. These platforms allow individuals from around the world to connect over shared experiences and are often isolating in offline environments. In conclusion, therianthropy represents a profound and deeply personal journey of identity for many individuals. It calls us to reconsider traditional boundaries between human and animal, body and spirit, and invites broader discussion about the diversity of human experience. As with all identities, understanding and empathy are key. By learning about communities as the therians, we move closer to embracing the rich complexity of the world we share.
Gas-powered dirt bikes have been around for over 100 years, but the design has changed over time. It all started as a competitive activity in the 1900s. The ones we have today are nothing like the first model dirt bikes. The first model lacked a lot of things, such as safety features, less protective gear. The engines were also underpowered. The suspension was also lacking springs and dampers. They were made in 1914. In the 1960s and 1970s, two-strokes became popular for their lightweight and efficiency. They provided more power than four-strokes, making them better for racing. Today, kids' dirt bikes have smaller engines so they could have more safety for beginners. They provided smoother rides and better fuel mileage, making them better and fun for kids.
Dirt bikes have changed over many years, like new materials, hydraulics were better. They were in the 1970s. Protective gear and brakes have also grown over the years. They have also made new colors and designs for dirt bikes. Different graphics would let all kids of ages customize their dirt bikes and also let adults choose their favorite graphics. In conclusion, the evolution of dirt bikes and technology has come a long way since its early days. Advancements in engine technology, suspensions, designs, aesthetics, and safety features have contributed to making dirt bikes a safer and more enjoyable activity for kids. Today, many dirt bikes are equipped with advanced features that ensure a smooth and keep riders safe.
Born in a log cabin, James Buchanan was born on April 23, 1791, in Cave Gap, Pennsylvania, and son of Irish immigrants. He was raised by his father, a businessman, and his mom worked for homemaking and cared for disabled people. James had a total of 10 siblings. James Buchanan studied law in college at Dickinson College. After graduating from Dickinson College in 1809, James Buchanan studied law, practiced in Lancaster, served in the Pennsylvania legislature and the U.S. House of Representatives, and later became the U.S. Minister of Russia to Russia, U.S. Senator and Secretary of State. Standing 6 foot tall and 217 pounds, James Buchanan was the 15th President of the United States of America and represented Pennsylvania. In the last pre-Civil War president, he served in the Civil War during 1812. James was 65 when he became president. He came into office on March 4th, 1857, and left office on March 4th, 1861, when he was 69 years old. James was the only president not married, but did have a fiancée, but called it off and died a week later. He was only president for 4 years. John C. Breckinridge was James Buchanan's vice president. James Buchanan was known because of his commitment to states' rights and manifesting density ideology. Some big events in James' life were when he was president in 1859. John Brown seized a town to attempt to spark an uprising of slaves, and the Pony Express was established in 1860. James Buchanan Jr., who died 1868 because of respiratory failure in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. His grave is in Woodward Hill Graveyard, living till 77 years old. After James Buchanan died, Abraham Lincoln became president.
Dr. Seuss was born on March 2, 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts. His real name was Theodore Geisel. He got love of rhyming from his mom. His dad wanted to be a doctor. He went to Dartmouth College. He used fake names. Dr. Seuss went to Oxford, where he met Helen Parville. He dropped out and went back to the United States. He created advancements. In 1937, first book was published. There are 23,6 words in The Cat in the Hat. That book was made into a movie in 2003. There are 50 different words in Green Eggs and Ham. In 1957, he made a Christmas book called How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That made into 3 movies and TV shows. Dr. Seuss wrote 60 books in total. He never had a child of his own, but sadly, he passed away in September 24th, 1991. We celebrate Dr. Seuss Day on March the 2nd, and that's the story of Dr. Seuss.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Golden Eagle Educational Network. Thanks for tuning in and supporting us as we continue empowering 5th grade voices. We hope you enjoyed the stories, learned something new, and felt inspired by what we shared. Don't forget to join us next time as we dive into more exciting topics and ideas. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and keep making a difference.